So ridiculous. Hopefully you guys can hear me now. Hello? Yes. Okay. Sound should be working. I don't, it did some update on my computer and now everything is, was all discombobulated. So now you should be able to hear me. The sound should be good. No sound. I see you guys saying no sound. I'm going to give it a second. Hold on. Yes. Now. Okay. All right. So the sound is good now. Okay. So let me start over. It's been a little while since I've been on. I've been busy. There's a lot that has been going on, and I'm sure you guys have been following it. So we're going to touch on a few of those things. There's also a few new things. And, I also want to touch on some of the other things that I've covered recently, specifically referring to the Confederacy and, everything that the Facebook Confederacy has retreated. So we're going to touch on that as well. So let's just kind of jump in here. I got a few things that I stumbled across. So this is the one. First of all, let's just pull this up. Weinstein here, right? This is his lawyer's defense. So Harvey Weinstein has been arrested. He posted $1 million bail cash apparently to get out, and his defense is he's saying that he didn't invent the casting couch. So I don't. These liberals are so used to blaming everyone else and shifting responsibility and blame onto others that this is his excuse. This is what he's saying. It's absolutely ridiculous. And he's being charged with like rape and serious offenses. Okay. So I don't know. It's just insane to me that this is his excuse. We're going to see how that plays out. It's kind of humorous at this point, really. He just the photo of him in handcuffs is nice. Hopefully next will be Hillary. And, that's that. And speaking of Hillary, listen to this one. Look at this. So Hillary Clinton wants to be CEO of Facebook now. And so it's saying that because it's the largest source of news in the world that she wants to be in charge of it. Well, we all know what would happen if that took place. We would be, as it is, Facebook hates conservatives, right? Hey, they hate conservatives. My page got deleted. A lot of other people have been messed with. Their pages have been deleted. If Hillary actually somehow became the CEO of Facebook, she would be worse than Zuckerberg. I hate to say it, but she would be worse than Zuckerberg. He's about to get his wig split in jail and his cheeks busted, Mondo says. Unfortunately, he's actually probably going to end up going to some special sort of prison the same way that, Bill Cosby is. And Bill Cosby's living the life in prison over here. So, it's a little insane. They get special treatment, right? All these elites, all these Hollywood elites, they get special treatment. And the same thing would go, the truth is the same thing is going to happen if indictments are brought against all of these people that have been shown now to, we're talking about the spying on the Trump campaign. So let's shift to that. All of the evidence and things that have been coming out and the fact that they are so adamantly against releasing a lot of the paperwork and documents involved in this stuff is because they're guilty. They're guilty as all hell. Karen says bad connection. It's probably Periscope more than likely. If you're on Periscope and it's bad, jump over to YouTube or on Facebook. If Periscope is acting up, which it does, just jump somewhere else. That's why we're broadcasting right now on Periscope, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. I do have a Twitch channel. Sometimes I put the games on there. It's really just a backup channel because they haven't found me on there, so we're good. So yeah, you could jump around. But getting back to this subject, this is so huge. I don't know if people, like, we probably understand it, but these liberals are so far gone with Trump derangement syndrome that they can't even think and understand that, even if it's for your side, right? Even if it's for what you stand up for, yay Planned Parenthood, yay transgender, all this stuff. Now watch, Facebook's probably going to delete my video now just because I used the word transgender. If you're pro all of that, okay, fine. I don't agree with you at all. But the degree of which the government and the deep state has taken over should be scary to everyone. Okay, these are tactics that literally were used in other totalitarian regimes. Now they're trying to say Trump's a totalitarian regime, but come on, that's such a joke. The real people who are trying to institute this are the left. Time and time again, the Democrats, that we've seen them stand up for MS-13. Okay, we've seen them stand up for MS-13. It's crazy. Oh, look, that's kind of weird. It looks like I can bring people up on video on Facebook, but it'll be so delayed I wouldn't even be able to hear what's going on. Interesting. So, look, we're going to see how this unfolds. I hope that they bring indictments across the board to all of these people, that they find out who it was as far as all the spies that were in the Trump campaign, because this should scare anyone. Liberal, conservative, libertarian, it doesn't matter. That type of behavior and not being caught, and having it handled, it means it's just going to get more, proliferate and grow. And we can't have that. We cannot have that. And I think, look at what has happened so far within the short amount of time that Trump has been in office. He's still got a long time left. And the amount of things that are being done positively far outweigh any of this other, these little nitpicky things that the left wants to come out about. But we really need to have a serious awakening as a country and realize that if they were spying, using government agencies to spy on a presidential candidate, that is scary. That is. I mean, I don't care who you are. It's a scary thing. And as the evidence continues to come out, we're going to see more and more that how corrupt and to the extent. See, here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. They're so arrogant. The left and the Democrats are extremely arrogant because they didn't think that Trump was going to win, and they thought they were going to sweep all of this under the rug and that nobody was ever going to find out about, all of the spying and all of the illegal things that they've done and the FISA warrants and all this stuff. They have manipulated the system and to a degree of extreme criminal acts. These people need to face the music on this. I'm sorry, but they do. And they're so arrogant that they think that they weren't going to get caught. And they got caught. They got caught. You know what I mean? Titus says, anyone who's full partisan, never tell the whole truth. Well, you know what? I'm not for somebody who blindly follows anyone. I'm for the facts, and I'm for using the facts and evaluating them from like a actual perspective of critical thinking. And I go based off of that personally. I'm a Trump guy for sure. No question about it. I mean, everybody who's watching me knows that and knows what I stand up for. But if he were to do something I don't agree with, I would be the first one to say something about it. But I haven't really disagreed with a whole lot, to be honest with you. So here she is. Hillary Clinton wants to be CEO of Facebook. Yeehaw, go Hillary. Let's see what she says here. Let's see if the sound plays. Let's hear this mess. This is what... yeah, okay, we're not... This is an ad. Great. Okay, no, we're going to... Bye-bye. So, look, and then I don't know if you remember this guy, okay, Keith Olbermann. I was going to pull up one of his... Come on. I was going to pull up one of his videos to show you. This is the guy who made all these ridiculous videos, yelling about the Russians are taking over. Like, the guy's a clown, right? This is him right here, okay? You probably remember seeing his videos around election time going around with the resistance. He's such a clown. Okay. And now he's coming to ESPN. So I feel bad for all you people that actually still follow sports, because unfortunately ESPN is also owned by, I forget which company it is, but they're all the mainstream media. All of the channels are all owned by about 5 companies, I believe. So even ESPN, we've seen them inject liberal nonsense into something that should just be about sports. They constantly have to meddle around in, excuse me for the word meddling, but they always have to stick their nose in politics. And now we've got this guy who was openly completely lost his mind during the election season, now going back on ESPN. So all you guys have fun. Joe Geneva on Facebook says he's here for the Confederacy. Listen, yeah, all right. So let's touch on that, because I'm not going to make this a long one. We'll touch that. We'll touch on this. So, okay. I've come out, Joe Geneva's come out, a lot of people have come out, and we spoke up about people who we thought were doing incorrect things within the Patriot movement. Okay, even though this says Patriot Media, don't worry. I'm thinking about changing the name. I'm thinking about doing whatever. But for the time being, that's what it is. I want to be so far away from what is the Patriot movement, especially on Facebook, that, this whole... I don't really want to talk about them anymore. But after this, because here's the deal, is that they've all retreated to Arkansas. Okay, there was a video that came out. Billy came out and he said the party's over. We've told you guys that this was a party. Okay, we told you guys that this was a party, from the beginning. We told you, we brought you evidence. It wasn't just us saying it, and it was multiple people. So now you can see that the auction money has stopped coming in, and they have stopped. They're not traveling around the country anymore. That's what he said. He said we're gonna stop the flag waves and focus on local things. Well, I said that months ago when we started this whole thing. I said that should be the focus. I don't know if anybody recalls that, but you can go back probably on YouTube or anywhere really on any of the platforms and scroll back months ago, and you'll see that that's exactly what I said, because I think that is more effective. So I'm glad that you're finally taking the advice at which I had placed out there months ago. It's just unfortunate that things had to turn out, the way that they did, where the entire movement now, because of some people who decided to act in a particular way, have really nosedived the entire thing. So it is what it is. I don't care. I got my life. I'm good. I come on here when I feel like it. That's why I haven't been on here in a while, because at the end of the day, this ain't paying my bills. I'm not on here because I have to be, because this is paying my rent. Okay, there are a lot of people on Facebook who are part of this patriot movement. Okay, a lot of the ones that we pointed out who really, they need this because they need the money to continue to come in because whether they're running a scam like we've seen with the people we've talked about, okay, or it's people who are, selling all their products or whatever, and that's cool. Listen, I got no problem with that. Capitalism, go America. I'm just telling you that's not why I'm here, okay? I'm here regardless, and I'll come on as I want to, as I don't want to. I'm going to do whatever it is I feel like I want to do. End of the, bottom line. And it's funny because I've seen videos going around about, from like a year ago and a while ago, and people are, you can see what I did. You can see what I've been a part of, and how I played my role to try to contribute. And that's always what I've said about the movement, is that when I was a part of it, I said that people should contribute what they feel they can bring to the movement. I was, not one of these people who are out there saying that if you don't do it my way, you're not a patriot. Okay. These people who are falling off now, who are retreating to the backwoods of Arkansas, will come out regularly and bash people because they weren't doing what they were doing. But now they're not even taking their own advice, because they've been out there for months and months and months talking about, oh, if you don't get up off the couch, get up off the couch, get up off the couch, get up. Right. I got so tired of hearing that nonsense. And now what are they doing? What are they doing? Why don't they yell at themselves in the mirror? Because now, why don't they get up off the couch now? You know what I mean? The money stopped coming in from the auctions, and now they're done. Now they're done. And I don't know if you guys caught the last auction that one of them had, but they were auctioning a slingshot that they said that they carried at the Battle of Texas or something ridiculous. A slingshot. Okay, they have been reduced to auctioning slingshots and stuffed bunny like dolls. Who did you steal that from? Your granddaughter? I mean, what in the world? Like, okay, at one point it was American flags that were signed by all these people at events, and now you got reduced down to slingshots and stuffed bunny dolls. Come on, dude. Are you kidding me? Are you telling me that you're not trying to pay your rent off this stuff because your disability got revoked? Come on. I mean, I'm glad to know that this is all coming to an end now, and that the people who are, and this is what I said a while ago. I said, look, if whatever you guys do, wherever you put your hard-earned money, you are subsidizing that behavior. So if you're all these people who are no longer obviously doing that, thank you, because something that you put your money at, you're subsidizing, especially if they're doing it full time based off of other people's, donations or buying whatever you're auctioning, or whatever the case is, right? Keep that in mind. It's not just about like, if you want to give, anybody can give. That's cool. But we have to be careful of who's trying to be, leaders, and who are, because social media, you can get a following. It ain't that hard. You can call up companies, okay, and pay them money, and they can build a whole platform for you if you have enough money, and then you have a voice that was created for you, right? So just because you have one doesn't mean that everyone is using it properly, in my opinion. And I'm not some like greater than thou person. All I'm saying is these people came out. Well, one in particular, Billy. Billy came out and he said, well, the party's over. I'm staying local now. Okay, well, what about all those months you were bashing on people? for not coming out to your rallies, your flag waves that were doing nothing, by the way. You've saved 0 monuments. All that money spent, you've done nothing. You've saved 0 monuments. You almost drowned in Texas because you got an inflatable raft from Walmart, thought you were going to go out and save people. I mean, it's just been a clown show, right? It's been a clown show. And when that was on my platform, I'm sitting here watching this going, you got to be kidding me. So it is what it is. But moving forward, right, on a positive note, look at all the things that are going on that actually matter. Look at what's going on with North Korea, okay? How about how we actually have a president who can negotiate properly and isn't going to be a pushover, okay? Look at, like, the stuff that matters, right? That stuff matters. You know, all of these elections that are upcoming, that where we can boot out these Democrats that have to go. They have to go. They're supporting MS-13 now, standing up for MS-13. Are you kidding me? It's gotten to a level now where they've completely lost it. Like, they've always been crazy. The Democrats and the left have always been crazy. Their policies have never worked. This has been ongoing. But now they've really lost their minds. And this is where our focus, this is what I said months ago. And it wasn't just me. A lot of other people have said the same thing. But I'm glad to see that these people are now taking the advice and calling off the parties and trying to focus on the area in which they live, their backyard, because that's the only way that anything is going to get done. If you really want to get something done, okay, well, you're in Arkansas, right? You got those, you're flag waving, whatever, hot springs and all that. So get involved over there. And I guarantee you got retarded Democrats in Arkansas too. Guaranteed. So use your energy to something where you're actually going to be effective, and it's not just about views on the internet. If that's what you want to do. If not, if you want to go get a legal job and work and say, you know what, I'm putting all this social media on the back burner. I got to focus on my life and get it in the right order because party's over, as you put it, then by all means, that's a respectable move. Go and do that. Go and do that. Go and do that. But coming on here and worrying about views and pandering to people, a particular group of people who you have seen to, find that will shovel you money. And it's really like one person, mostly Tedford, the guy Tedford. If you guys are watching, you know who Tedford is, okay? Jason, what's up, man? In Facebook. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, throw up some comments. Like, what do you think, right? I mean, what do you need to focus on to go forward? Like, what should we be doing here at Patriot Media, myself, or with Joe and whoever else? Like, what is it that you guys want to see? Okay. Because this is a reconstruction of whatever is left of the movement, because there isn't a movement. Okay. You've got people that are just fragmented all over the place. There is no movement. There are individual people who are doing whatever it is that they're doing to try to do something better that they feel, but there's no movement. It's not a real movement. It hasn't been a real movement for a long time. Unfortunately. So, I mean, I would like to see what you guys think. What is it that you guys want to see? What are the subjects that you guys want to cover? Because here's the deal is that, I can't, I'm sorry, but, I'm not going to go travel around to events like this, left and right and all that nonsense, or even be worried about it, because it's really doing nothing. There might be a select one here and there that I would go attend or whatnot. But I'm doing what I can do. I have my equipment. I have, my mind. I have my voice. I have the ability to, bring other people on. To speak to them. Local races. You want to know about local races? All right. Well, I'll try to cover those. I'll try to cover ones that are going to be, some of the bigger ones obviously are like California. If that could actually happen, that would be a big deal. But that's a tough battle to fight. You want to see less people getting banned, Marita? Yeah, me too. Keep spreading the word of Trump and keep it real. Well, Karen, thank you. Yeah, I mean, look, we come on here and we. When I do it with Joe, we're individuals and we say what we want to say. But I think, and I've been thinking this more and more is, the real issue here is that the people who are pushing all of this nonsense, who are part of the deep state and all this stuff, these are like really, they're spiritually empty people. Like, forget if you're religious, forget if you believe in God or not. Like, they have nothing going on. They're literally feeding into darkness. That's it. That's all they're doing. And I feel like it's important to come on here and project something different than that, and to let people know, like, hey, you know what? There are people who are involved in their own faith, And I'm not trying to build, okay, some kind of, church, the Patriot Church either. Let me point that out, okay? I'm not on here trying to do that because that's another joke. There's a lot of jokes going on Facebook, unfortunately, and that being one of them. You are a friend. What your FL views? FL views? I'm not sure. More insults? Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. They are brainwashed. Well, look, I mean, here's the deal, man. There's so many people that are it's just like about views or whatever, and that's fine. That's fine, but at least be able to recognize it's a joke. You lose your power every time you speak badly of others that are trying to make a difference. Okay, that's cool. Well, if you don't want to be here, Alice, you don't have to be. I really don't care. In fact, I could help you out if you want. I could boot you. It don't matter. I really don't care. That's the thing. I really do not care. And what's had to be said has to be said. I could care less about having the platform or not having the platform. Do you think I really care? I mean, a year ago, I did a video on my personal account. It just came up. There's plenty of them. I used to hit 8, 9, 10,000 on the regular basis. I had videos that had 500,000, a million views, 100,000 here, 2060. I couldn't care less. Because it doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't affect my life. How many people come on here and watch me don't affect my life? I come on here and do this because I want to. And when I don't want to, I'm not going to. So I'll speak about whatever I want to speak about, however I want to speak about it. And if it gets me banned, it's going to get me banned. If I'm trying to keep it between the lines, I'm going to keep it between the lines. I don't really care. Let's see more interviews of the people actually making a difference. The California pages are amazing. Maybe bring on like-minded politicians. Yeah, that's a possibility too. There's a lot of things. Don't want to hear other than your own. I have no idea what you're talking about. No clue. If you guys are on Facebook, by the way, if you turn the phone sideways so it's large, you won't see as many comments on Facebook, but you might be able to read those the comments coming in on Periscope and YouTube, as you can see. I don't know what they're talking about, but there they are. You outgrown it. I mean, well, yeah. I mean, look, it's not about outgrowing it or not. Things change. Things evolve. People grow. People learn from their mistakes. I mean, at least ones that care about growing. Info on what's going on in the States regarding the Second Amendment. Yeah, I'm going to try to cover all these things. I'm just really pressed for time. But when I do come on, I'm going to talk about some stuff like that. There's been so much that's been going on where I was like, man, I really should be going live right now. But it's just been extremely difficult to do that. Don't let them troll you, Josh. Oh yeah, I don't care. They can say whatever they want. At the end of the day, because if I really don't want them, I'll just kick them out. Don't matter to me. So yeah, the Confederacy. But all the evidence is out there, but you know what? At this point, they're done, and they're done for. They're done. So there's no point in from here on out, really even speaking of these people and moving forward on whatever this is going to be, whatever I'm going to be on here or whatever I decide to do. I'm not even going to have nothing to do with that anymore. Any of the people that this whole situation is going to be gone, and we're all going to move on. We're all going to move on with our lives. We're all going to move on with whatever we choose to do as far as social media, if we're going to be on it, if we're not going to be on it. That's it. Luckily, summer's coming up, so the school year's ending soon, so I should have a lot more time to be able to come and do live streams and hang out with you guys. I'm not a troll. Well, I know you're not. You just like to come in here and like stir the crap for whatever reason. I can answer your questions. You will agree with some answers and disagree with others. I'm here to hear your opinion. Well, I appreciate that. I don't have any problem giving my opinion. That's for sure. I do want to show you this, guys, though, because like I always show you where else I am. It's all scrolling along the bottom there. You can see, and the Instagram is scrolling now. You can see this is our Instagram, guys. We're doing pretty good over there. It's good memes. I use the story function over there. I'll do lives every now and then with the filters with Joe if you guys haven't seen it, but we're doing pretty good over here. So if you're on Instagram and you're not, following myself and Patriot Media, make sure you go over there and do that. You can check some of these out. Some of these are pretty funny. Let me get this out of here. And then also, like I said, we're on YouTube again, finally, because finally determined that the video that they pulled down, that where they banned me from, didn't violate their garbage standards. It's just because all the trolls who are out here coming and reporting everything, and they're not. You know what? The funny thing is, they're not even trolls. They're actually people who are being sent over by others, by these so-called, patriots. Waiting to hear the purpose of your scope. The purpose was I wanted to come on here, talk about a couple things that I saw, a couple headlines that I saw, and just touch on this subject of the Facebook Confederacy, because I haven't made a comment on it at all since the video has come out of them saying that the party is over, and it's just is what it is. Like I'm glad to hear it. Really, I am. Should throw a celebration that they're retreating to the backwoods of Arkansas and resume their moss collection. Agree, but we can at least agree to disagree. Yeah, absolutely. Have you figured out that Russian played you against your fellow Americans yet? Have you realized that CNN has deteriorated your brain yet? Apparently not. There's no Russia collusion. There hasn't been. The only people that had Russian collusion are the Democrats, and that keeps coming out. The Steele dossier, all those things. We're seeing that they actually spied inside the Trump campaign with, people. Yeah, and you want to talk about Russia when there's no evidence of anything except for that the Democrats work with Russia? I think you just turn off the TV, please. Just turn off the TV and go take up something else. Just get out of politics. Clearly you're totally out in left field. You seem knowledgeable, just not objective. Well, I'm not really claiming to be objective. I'm myself. I have opinions just like anyone else. This is not, mainstream media where I appear to be unbiased, but for them, where they try to act like they don't have opinions. I have opinions, a lot of them. I have a lot of opinions. Do you have them in? See, okay, yeah, we got some real winners coming in. It's gotten to a point now where I just laugh. I wake up every day, and when I wake up, I look for some videos or whatever. I like watching Mark Dice. His videos are hilarious. Points out a lot of ridiculous stuff, and everybody is just like, I just don't know how people think that the behavior from the left and the things that they're supporting is okay and acceptable. But yet some people are so brainwashed by CNN, like this guy right here, P. Williams, on YouTube. This guy, P. Williams on YouTube, clearly has a mental disorder. I don't know what you would call it. I mean, it's just being obsessed with Russia. So being obsessed with Russia is definitely some kind of mental disorder at this point. Facts can't be opinionated. That's correct. I present the facts, and then I tell you what I think of it when I usually discuss things. And I've never claimed to be impartial, ever. If you've watched, but again, I'm not out here just with propaganda. I'm out here telling you the real, whatever it might be, whatever we're discussing, and I'm just telling you what I think of it. Some live videos with Ben Goldstein. Is that you, Jason? I think it is. Just hit me up. I don't even know if I'm connected with him. Honestly, I'm so far out of this stuff. I bowed out a while ago. I follow the news. I follow what's going on. But as far as all these other people, I really don't watch other people's stuff that much. I don't anymore. I used to be tied in deep. And then I realized that, I don't want it just, but I'll check it out and see who it is. It sounds like it could be interesting. If you're suggesting it, it's probably worth it. Probably worth it. So, but yeah, I thought I'd do it on my personal account this time on Facebook instead of the page for whatever reason. Why not? Because I figure since I'm going to be discussing the Confederacy that on Facebook, they'll see it this way, because I know someone's going to send it to them, record it. These people are so sad. They come on Instagram and record my Instagram lives to then go and send to other people. Because, I don't care. It's just sad that these people do that. And then I'll block them just to piss them off, and then they'll come back with their other 50 accounts that they have. It's they're so obsessed, these people. It's the same thing with this guy, P. Williams, with Russia. Just obsessed. But that's really about it, guys. I don't have too much more to show you. I was gonna quickly. I do want to talk about. I'll just end with the North Korea thing. and the whole situation. So what he did essentially is the right thing to do, right? We're not desperate to make a deal with North Korea. We would like to do it, but we're not desperate. The former administration, they always come to the table of negotiation. They would come from a place of desperation and just trying to do whatever. They didn't care. Or they were actually trying to positively encourage their radical way of government and the way in which they choose to run their countries. Iran, North Korea, it's a big mess in a lot of places, but it's been created by previous administrations, not just the last one, but the past three, really, in my opinion. Okay, Bush, Clinton, and Obama. Yeah, mental, just like all the school shooters, freaks. Yeah, well, I would put money down and bet that all of the school shooters probably identified with being a leftist and supporting the downfall of this country. Pro-socialism, probably Bernie people, because a lot of the Hillary, I mean, it's been pretty much all Bernie and Hillary people that have shot people up. I don't know if you guys remember the senator that got shot. That was a Bernie supporter. It's the left. They're out here talking about gun control. Why don't they control themselves? They're the ones that are out here shooting people. I mean, that's what's going on. But you don't really hear about the stories like that just happened where the guy stopped the person, an armed citizen stopped the guy, a gunman, right? Just dead in the tracks, stopped him. You don't hear about that. You hear about all this other stuff that they want to do to push their agenda. It's really just becoming to the point where, see, but there's also the plus side is a lot of people are waking up. A lot of people are waking up. A lot of black people are waking up because of like people like Candace Owens and that whole Kanye thing and whatever you might think of it. That's what we need. If the Democrats don't have the black vote, they won't win. They won't win. It's as simple as that. The Democrats have throughout history have always devised plans to get the black vote. First, it was they would oppress them, enslave them, and they would force them to go to the ballot boxes to vote. It's not that they couldn't vote. It's that, and also they didn't really, a lot of them didn't get to vote freely at certain times. And then the ones that were able to vote at later on had to pass all these different tests and things. And there was barriers and blocks from them being able to vote. It wasn't that they weren't allowed to vote. And that's a big misconception. However, when we look at the amendments that came later, granting all these rights to black people, the Democrats voted against it. And what people also don't understand is that when you talk about the switching of parties and all that, first of all, that never happened, and less than 1% of Republicans became Democrats, vice versa. So that's a big lie. But the vote of the black vote became Democratic in the 1930s, because of the New Deal. It had nothing to do with the civil rights movement in the 60s. Okay, so don't let anybody tell you that, because the black population started voting in mass for the Democratic Party by choice in the 1930s because of FDR's New Deal economic plan, in which things were being given away. And it's been the same pattern throughout the entire time. Is the black population votes primarily based off of whatever they're going to get for free, because that's how they're brainwashed to think. It's not that they're not able to get outside of that, but something has to pull them out to get them to think, to see that yes, they're being given the basic stuff, basic health care for free, basic housing for cheap or nothing, food for free. They're getting all these free, but it's like basic. It's like crumbs. They're never going to be able to advance past that, and it becomes this mentality of being stationary, of being okay with that. Now, if they understood they're being manipulated like fully, and they get that and they're being manipulated, they wouldn't vote for them anymore. But they're so brainwashed and indoctrinated through school, through many different avenues, the media, Hollywood, hip hop for the most part, all of them, everything that's being pushed on society, and a lot of it being pushed on specifically, putting the ghetto culture like in a spotlight, that people are all emulating this stuff, and it's all designed to destroy society and destroy people's minds and indoctrinate them into this leftist thinking of, oh, it's okay to have children outside of marriage and raise a single child, like that's normal. No, that's not normal. That's only normal within the past however long, right? Where it's a norm, where it happens all the time and people are okay with it like it's a normal thing. That's not a normal thing. Okay, it's not a normal thing. It's not. There's nothing normal about that. There's nothing normal about people being born with a mental disorder, thinking that they're one gender and trying to convert over to the other gender and then normalizing that. There's nothing normal about that. I'm sorry, but there isn't. And I've come out and said it many, many times. But this is what's all being normalized by the left. So people just got to wake up, and it's starting to happen. But when you had clowns in the spotlight like the Highwaymen and the Freedom Crew, who hopefully now are just going to take a backseat or hopefully disappear altogether, they're not bringing anything to any. They're not doing anything. They're just making a mockery of people and making mockery of people who have the same type of beliefs, morally and stuff like that. So I'm glad to see they're gone and retreated back. So they say good riddance to them. And with that, guys, I'm going to jump off here. I got to start getting ready for Shabbat. It is closing in. The weather's been pretty bad. It's been really, really rainy. I hope you all have had a good, Memorial Day or whatever, the whole weekend here. No, I'm sorry. What does it say? Isn't it coming up? Yeah, it is. Memorial Day weekend. I thought it was. For some reason, I was tripping out. I was thinking, anyway, just a lot going on, basically. Just got a lot going on. But I'm always glad that you guys drop by here, and say hi and just hear whatever it is I might be talking about at that time. Again, I don't know the direction exactly of what we're going, but I have an idea of what I would like to do. But at the end of the day, I got my life. I'll come on here as I can. Basically, that's about it. When I can, I will be on here. When I feel like it, and when I don't, I won't be. And when I have something to say, I'll come out here and say it, regardless of who likes it or who doesn't. And that's been me from the beginning, and I'll continue to do that. That's one thing you can always count on, is if something needs to be spoke about, I don't really care about the popular opinion of what people think about me. Let me explain something to people real quick. Being an open Jewish person like the way I am, okay, not these people that are out there claiming, oh, I'm Jewish and are violating the Sabbath and doing all these different things. That's fine. They can live their life however they want. But when you look like I do and you go out and you're used to people saying things and doing, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And that's what I'm getting at is, I'm conditioned for it, and I'm just going to do what I always feel is right. And that's what I've always done. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. Shabbat Shalom, and we'll talk soon.